Guess who's back? Back again. Broken's back. Tell your friends. Hit subscribe, smash the like, share the vid, share the vid, share the vid, share the vid. Do do do. Hi there, everybody. It's good to be back. I'm going to show you in this video how to make this fantastic jungle scatter terrain using some really cheap aquarium pieces right after the drop. Great to be back. Let's start this craft off right, and that means a little pink XPS foam. And I'm just going to carve out my trees. If you've seen my fast stump and log video, you'll know what I'm up to. And I've also done a similar technique with my mushroom forest video. I'm going to combine the two. So instead of these crazy rooted mushrooms, these are going to be those crazy rooted trees. We've all seen those fantasy or sci-fi or adventure movies. The main character's deep in the jungle. They're surrounded by all these twisting roots and all this overgrown foliage, and they're just trying to battle their way through the environment while being chased by some kind of foe. That's what I'm looking for here. So I'm gonna break off. Now I'm doing these all 3 1/4 inches high, and that's so they'll fit in my brand new storage containers that were gifted to me by my wonderful family for Christmas. And I'll show you that how these were designed to fit and stow away really nicely at the end of the video. You just carve out some trunks. I had some very rare 1-inch foam left, and I did a couple of trunks out of the 1-inch foam. The rest of it I had the 1/2-inch foam. Just do some rounded-esque trunks. They can be a little oblong or off. Don't worry too much about it. Just try to get rid of all the straight edges and flat planes, and so they look very organic. And save your scraps, because you're going to grab your scraps and carve out your roots, and they're just going to be twists and turns, little elbows. Trim them down so they're almost like elbow macaroni. And just glue them to the sides of the trunk. You might need to change the angles on some of the pieces so that they fit well, but it's real fun. Turn on some music or some videos you like to watch, some broken terrain videos maybe, and just let that stuff play while you relax and cut lots and lots of roots. This project took a long time, but the farther in you go, the more crazy and complicated you like the roots to get, and it becomes a fun competition with yourself to kind of outdo the previous shapes. And I just had a blast. Just had a blast doing this. Here you see a root. It's got a double penetration to the ground there. Yeah, this took a long time, but it's really worth it. Enjoy your time doing the roots. Have a blast with these twisted trunks. These are what are gonna create the barriers for your scatter terrain. And you can see overhead here, I got really nuts with some of them. And I've got a couple, I was inspired by some artwork I saw online. There was a pathway through, like, underneath the tree, so I did a couple of those too. Once you've got all your roots glued in place, and you can see I've got some longer, crazier ones on this little tree here. Take your pen and just go up and down the trunk, putting in that wood texture. And when you paint it and hit it with a dry brush, it's just gonna scream tree. And very carefully do the roots. Take your time. They're very, very fragile with this kind of manipulation with the pen. So take your time and get that texture down. It will pay off. And then on the tops, I don't like the overhead canopy idea, simply because I think it you can't see the action. You can't see what's going underneath the canopy. I like keeping play in mind at all times. So I didn't do a canopy, But you could still do this style, and if you placed a magnet into the top of each tree trunk, making sure that each magnet shows like is facing the same way polarity wise, then you could go back and carve yourself a canopy or many different canopy treetops, and then you could store these safely with removable canopies and then simply attach the canopies as needed if you wanted to do something like that. I don't, so I kept it to these nice easy storable scatter pieces, and then I hot glue them down to the bases. I'm going to hit the bases with a white Elmer or glue and flock with sand, and then it's the half matte Mod Podge and black matte paint base coat made famous by Black Magic Craft. I decided my fantasy jungle was going to have mud that looks a whole lot like Mississippi. So my jungles of Mississippi terrain. I'm going to paint the ground area with the Mississippi mud. I'm going to water it down and really just spread it around nice and quick and easy. Not worrying too much. It is a jungle after all. And then I'm going to take burnt umber and do all the trunks. Get all the roots. This is kind of a pain in the butt here because you got to twist and bend to get all the different angles on those roots. But finally, you'll after much time and effort, you'll get it all painted up. And then with a little honey brown, I'm going to go in and I'm going to paint the upper part of those trunks just to continue with the illusion that it's a cross section of tree. And then I'm going to dry brush the trunks with the honey brown. It's going to pop all that texture out. And this is really what sells these carvings, the XPS foam carvings as trees. It looks fantastic. And now the magic, the real magic of this craft. A package of 4-inch aqua plants. I've seen them in 2 and in 6 and 8, I think, and I got them for an incredible deal. And then I found these just days before I actually started filming this. $1.55 for each one of these. Just an amazing amount of really cool flocking material. In fact, that stuff there glows in the dark. So after I debagged it and washed it and rinsed it, because it was kind of gross. I don't know why. I don't know what that was. God, I hope it was mold release, right? Ooh. It was gross. But after washing it all up and drying it all off, which took a little longer than I would have liked, because at this point I was just so excited to really get this jungle scatter to come to life. But once everything got patted dry, I was able to get to work. And I'm just gonna you can pull all these bits and pieces apart, and they come apart in layers. There was a lot of little grassy tufts, and I would glue these down in areas. This here is one of the archways, and so I'm going to leave that middle area clear for movement, and then just apply the foliage all the way around. I have some unique plant types like these big fan leaf pieces, and I'm going to complement the larger unique pieces of foliage with clumps of the grass foliage as I go around. Just a little hot glue, nothing crazy. I'm not too worried. I had debated whether I was going to paint the foliage, and I just decided against it. First off, it's absolutely freezing here in Michigan right now, and I do not have an indoor spray booth, so I am not going outside to paint this stuff. So I decided against painting it and leaving it as is, and I'm glad I did. It's really bright and colorful. There's yellows and reds in some of the pieces I bought. My wife loves the little pops of color, and so do I. And I just think it works. It really works. You'll notice I didn't do a wash on this project either. I really wanted it to be bright and vibrant. So often when you're doing terrain, it's dark and dreary and stonework and rotten wood, and it's just the same old, same old. So when you get a chance to lighten things up and pop some color in there, take that chance, do it upright. I'm glad I did. Once you've glued all of your aquarium bits and pieces down, I went in with some clump foliage and just hot glued it down into patches, into the bare patches, and near some of the roots of the aquarium pieces. This kind of hides it a little better, makes it a little more believable, and adds to the richness and fullness of the base of these jungle pieces. It really, really pays off when you're all said and done. I'm super happy with how all these pieces turned out. The set goes together really well, and they look absolutely amazing on the table. Now that I've finished this piece off, I'm gonna show it off for the camera. And I want to thank you if you've watched this the video this long. Thank you so much. I can't do it without you. You keep me motivated. I appreciate you so much. If you liked it, please smash that like button. And if you haven't already and you want to see more content like this, subscribing is the best way to do it. Hit that subscribe button for me. I'd love it if you shared the video to family and friends, people who you think might appreciate this kind of content. That would help me out immensely. Thank you so much, everybody. As always, like each other, love each other, and craft on. Ooh, the secret hidden part of the video where I show you my ornament storage bin turned terrain storage bin. And because I measured the height and made these just the right height, well, close, right? Get in there, you. They fit really well in these ornament storage bins.